we got a lot of speakers. I'll try to keep it brief, but just as someone that's going to kick this off, I want to give kind of a high-level summary of all the work that's gone into this, and make sure that I acknowledge people that are here. So we have a long speaking list: Jennifer Heath, Kirsten Levinson, Henry Fernandez. Although Jeanette Morrison may not be able to make it, but she's been really important in this process, in particular helping us design this program and support it through the city's request for proposal process. It's often more complicated and lengthy than any of us would ever like, but it's important that we go through that process. Lauren Zucker's on her way from Yale, Garrett Sheehan, of course Ms. Keisha Red-Hannons from New Haven Public Schools, Sarah Levine from the New Haven Federation of Teachers, and our incoming superintendent, Dr. Madeline Negron. We also have Maureen Sullivan and Maria Burney from the New Haven Public Library. We're really excited that you are all here. Scott from New Heights. Sandra, where is Sandra? Oh, Sandra's been so key to this whole thing and representing the city throughout the process. Really appreciate all the work that you have put into this as well. And a number of other people I give a shout out to, presuming that I've forgotten a couple people, but just big picture. So we all know that our kids, like many kids around the nation, have been impacted significantly by COVID. We also know that prior to COVID, our kids were already really struggling around all the opportunities or access to support for reading and math and the foundational skills that help unlock so much other learning. And COVID-19, I think, exacerbated that and also really exposed it and in many ways raised a challenge. It challenged us as a society to think very differently about how we confront issues around literacy. It's been an incredibly difficult couple of years. And now that the national public health emergency is officially over, the hard work remains. And we must acknowledge that while the pandemic has exacerbated these challenges, all the people in this room knew all along, and many of you have been committed to this work for many years, even decades, of just how important it is for us to focus on literacy and math. In particular, early literacy is critically important. Up to third grade, a child is learning to read, and after that, they pivot to reading to learn, right? You need to be able to read to engage with the history textbook. You need to be able to follow directions and use literacy to be able to understand a science experiment or to do a complex math word problem. If a student cannot read, they cannot access the full opportunities of a K through 12 curriculum. And once that child falls behind, it is incredibly difficult to catch them up. We're working hard to address this, and Dr. Tracy, Ms. Keisha Red-Hannons, and others in our New Haven Public School have been working in particular to transition to expanding more of the science of reading with new curriculum. But we need to do more, and that is clear, that our multi-pronged approach, the all of the above approach is so critical to doing so. And it's within that context that we started having conversations with community groups, and some people came to us saying, we have some ideas about how to significantly increase the opportunities for kids to be exposed to, in particular, literacy and math education. And in response to folks talking to us, and I want to give a shout out in particular to Kirsten from New Haven Reads for challenging us and saying we've got to do more and we have some ideas on how to do it. We gathered together a group of people that have a history in this area and a lot of experience, and that group helped us formulate this plan. And the plan is going to be announced, or the work ahead is announced today with a series of updates. First, the selection of our lead partners and summer pilot partners. Second, the beginning of the summer pilot program. And three, we want to urge residents and organizations and businesses to get involved and volunteer. We put $3 million behind this initiative of after school and summer programming in partnership with many of our nonprofits to pull kids out of the programming for an hour or two a week and give them extensive tutoring. And we need your help and partnership in the community as well. In December 2022, we announced the $3 million initiative. In February of 2023, the Board of Alders approved this initiative. The RFP went out. and we have awarded the RFP to lead partners. United Way of Greater New Haven is the coordinating partner and will manage this grant. We are so excited that United Way has stepped up there. Jennifer's going to talk, and like really, we were just talking, they dove into this. I think we probably didn't even sign the paperwork, and you were already, right, yeah, I knew it. And we were already working. They've got a website up and everything, and the city takes a long time to do things. United Way just hammered it out really quickly. New Haven Reads is going to be the literacy partner, and as everyone here knows, you just look around this space, they have such a history of experience working with young people to ensure that they have mentors that are helping them have access to reading. LEAP is another lead community event partner, and Mr. Henry Fernandez has played a real active role in the group that helped coordinate this and come up with developing the vision here. New Haven Counts will be offering math tutoring as well as we pilot this program. So the initial summer pilot tutoring partners are New Haven Reads, LEAP, Boys and Girls Club, Horizons, we've got representatives from Horizons here as well, Inspired Communities, and New Haven Counts, and New Heights. Summer pilot will begin once the school year ends in June and early July. It will serve over 600 students, and the tutoring will be embedded into their existing programs. It will be a high-dose tutoring minimum of 6 weeks, 2 times per week, 1 hour per session for the young people. On the volunteers point, it's going to take all of us. Volunteerism is critical to the success of this initiative. So please become a tutor. Become a tutor. If you have an hour or two to give a week, sign up. Our kids need you. We need 200 people for the summer's pilot. I am personally committing to being a tutor. I think it's honestly going to be the most enjoyable part of my week. If you are an organization or place of business that wants to encourage or facilitate dedicated time for your employees or members to volunteer, contact us. I mean, think about that. If you're an employer, what greater gift could you give to our community than saying to your employees, you know what, once or twice a week, take off the last hour and a half a day, go to a site that's coordinated by this group and tutor a young person so that they can read. What greater gift can you give to our community? So we're asking our employers to step up and do just that. If you have gently used books, donate them. Our kids need them. And you can do all of this at newhavenct.gov/tutoring, exclamation point. The exclamation point is not part of the address, right? That's just so I can emphasize it. Yeah. So newhavenct.gov/tutoring. To be clear, this will be difficult, this will be challenging, but it's a real opportunity for us, I think, to showcase the best of us all in New Haven. The situation didn't happen overnight, right? And we have a lot of work ahead of us, but as the mayor of the city, as a member of the Board of Education, most importantly, as a father, I see firsthand just how important it is for our children to read and how it opens up so much of a world for them. I see my daughter is obsessed with reading, my 8-year-old, and she's learning all kinds of things all of the time that I have no control over other than saying, you know, the certain things that she's allowed to read. But the unbelievable things that she's allowed to learn on her own because she can read, it is something that every child should have the ability to have access to. And it's really good to see the adults stepping up and making sure that we do everything possible to support them. So I'm going to take a break and hand it over to Jennifer Heath from the United Way of Greater New Haven. Really grateful for United Way's interest in stepping up and helping support this program.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you, and I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has helped us get to this point. It has truly been a partnership and a labor of love. So thank you, and a big thank you to the mayor and to the Board of Alders for this funding to make this possible. So United Way is committed to helping children and families thrive. And we do this by focusing on the building blocks of a good life, by meeting people's basic needs of food and housing, by supporting children and youth with high quality learning experiences beginning at birth, and creating opportunities for economic mobility through job training and financial support services. We're really committed to this initiative because we know how important good literacy and math skills are for children's success in school and in life. And we want to ensure that all children in New Haven have the support they need to gain these skills. And we know that accomplishing this big goal will require all of us working together. We applied to be the coordinating partner for this effort because it aligns so well with United Way's strengths and our values. We have deep experience coordinating efforts with community partners to accomplish big community goals. We have a strong commitment to helping children grow, learn, and thrive, and we know the value of engaging volunteers in creating community solutions. As the mayor outlined, this initiative is going to engage after school and summer programs, also families, and the wider community to help support our children's literacy and math skills in ways that are complementary to what kids are learning in school. This summer, we will launch a pilot program to incorporate tutoring into existing summer programs as a way to provide those additional and fun learning opportunities and to support students who need that help. And then we will expand those opportunities into more community-based after-school programs in the fall. We will also learn from this pilot so that we can work out the kinks and make sure things are really working well when we expand in the fall. We are really honored to be selected to coordinate this important work, and we look forward to bringing our signature strengths as a convener and a coordinator to this project and to accomplishing great things for our community. Thank you.
Hi, Kirsten Levinson, Executive Director of New Haven Reads. We are so excited and very proud to be part of this coalition to support this citywide tutoring initiative. As an organization, we are dedicated to the critical work of supporting children's literacy every day. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary, and over these past 2 decades, we worked with 7,000 children and distributed 2.5 million books. We are currently working with 370 aspiring readers every week with one-on-one tutoring. It's a program that works. We're excited to work together now with these other terrific after-school programs, with even more starting in the fall. As the lead literacy organization, we will provide training in our literacy model and support. We will hire literacy instructors who will monitor fidelity of the program, assess students, and support the after-school program staff as they will be the ones implementing the program. This effort is appropriately ambitious and hugely important given the reading crisis that New Haven, along with many other urban areas, is facing. Teachers are doing great work, but they can't do it alone. And in fact, even adding this wonderful group of after-school providers isn't enough either for this effort. We need the whole city to come together to support its children. As has been said, there's something for everyone. We hope that everyone will get involved, become a tutor, attend and support the Literacy and Math Family Nights, and or donate books to New Haven Reads Book Bank. There's a lot of work to do, but together we can make a difference for our kids. Thank you.
Thanks, Senator and Kirsten. So as I said, it's really, really important for us to get a lot of volunteers doing this, right? We all can do our part. The city is exploring a pathway to help facilitate our employees being part of this initiative. And there's 2 other organizations that are now going to speak that are also exploring how they can play a role in getting employees of the organizations that they represent playing a role as well. So we'll start with Lauren Zucker from Yale University. Oh, shoot. Lauren, can we go Henry first? I skipped Henry.
Lauren, I feel like
Henry from Lee.
been in this situation.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to thank our wonderful partners at both United Way and at New Haven Read. So I'm Henry Fernandez, I'm the director of LEAP. I also want to give a big shout out to Assistant Superintendent Keisha Brand-Hannons, who was with us every step of the way, making sure that this community-based initiative was tied strongly to all the work that the schools are doing. And let's understand really what's happened here. If we think about how hard it is anyway to teach kids to read. And so for a couple of years, we were trying to teach little kids to read over Zoom. Guess what? It was hard for all of us to figure out Zoom. We weren't trying to learn to read. So we have a lot of work to do to catch up. We're excited to play the role of bringing families and community members together in a series of workshops and trainings. Those will be led by Summer Choate, who's over there, our Director of Curriculum and Training, who was also instrumental with Jesse Delia on our team in helping put this whole initiative together. But we'll be working because we understand that helping kids to read happens in schools, it happens after school, but it also happens at home. And so we want to make sure that we're helping parents, including those parents who may not speak English as a first language or at all. How can they support their kids? And so we're going to work with the New Haven Public Schools and with our partners to really provide that support. This is an exciting initiative. It's an exciting initiative born of an incredible difficulty and tragedy that our kids have been facing. But if we can build out this capacity, it will continue for many, many years to come, and it'll mean that organizations across the city and volunteers across the city working at great organizations like New Haven Reads will be fully involved long after this $3 million goes away, which we'll spend it frugally, but the federal government takes it away at the end, so we'll spend it before it's gone. So thank you to everyone who participated in that. So many of our organizational partners are here, and we're just really excited for this. And welcome to you as our new superintendent. You have a great team, and we look forward to working with you as well. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lauren Zucker, the Associate Vice President at Yale University for New Haven Affairs, and it is truly my pleasure to be here today with such terrific community partners, most of whom I know quite well. And I just wanted to say a few words on behalf of the university. As an institution that is dedicated to education and the development of human potential, Yale is really delighted to partner with the city and support New Haven in this citywide literacy initiative. We encourage the entire Yale community, students, staff, and faculty to volunteer as local tutors. And I see Dwight Hall is here as well. We know they'll do a great job at spreading the word and encouraging our students to engage. As part of this summer's program rollout, we will be piloting with certain employee groups the opportunity to serve during business and school hours. And we anticipate that our involvement in the program will expand over time. Again, delighted to be here today and working with all of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Garrett Sheehan. I'm the President and CEO of the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce, and just want to congratulate everyone here on this day and that we're moving forward with this project. We've been talking with the city and the mayor's team since back in January and asking how we can get the business community involved, and so we've started that process. There's so many challenges that all school systems face, and I know the business community wants to get involved and help solve those, but being a tutor is one of the easiest things that we can do, and also it has a huge impact. So we're excited to get started. We've been talking through with our businesses some of the challenges they have of how we can get more tutors in, and so excited to start working on that and get going. But glad to be part of this great team. Thank you. Also wanted to acknowledge Kim Harris from Inspired Communities is here, and Alder Festa, good to see you. Thank you for being here as well. So finally, as Henry Fernandez said, this could not be possible without the partnership with New Haven Public Schools. And we have a number of people that are going to speak now. Ms. Keisha Red-Hannons, Sarah Levine, who's the New Haven Federation of Teachers delegate and a reading specialist at Barnard Magnet School, and then of course our incoming superintendent, Dr. Madeline Grun. So Ms. Keisha Red-Hannons.
Good afternoon, everyone. If you can recall, when the mayor first announced the allocation of $3 million in funds for tutoring efforts, I challenged our partners to be all in with us at New Haven Public Schools, recognizing that it was going to take more than just the teachers and staff in New Haven Public Schools to change and shift this narrative for our students. So I want to give all of you a round of applause for being in this room and thanking you for going all in with NHPS. It is critically important that we implement high dosage tutoring within our schools and provide after-school support as well for our students. There's no secret about our current state of affairs when it comes to our student test scores, but we do strongly believe that collaboratively working together, we will be able to improve student outcomes. As many of you know, we are adopting a new program in literacy for K-5. It is HMH into reading and Ariba Lectora. This program will force our students to perform on grade level. It is rigorous. It is relevant, and it is meaningful for our student learning. So we are excited about the partnership that we are about to embark upon. As Jennifer stated, this has been a labor of love, getting together with our partners and identifying our needs. At NHPS, besides the obvious space that we'll offer up to our partners, we're also offering up to ensure that all of our students have Chromebooks to access the technology needed, as well as digital licenses to the platforms that are needed as well to help our students be successful. So we know this is just the start of the journey, but we will continue to collaborate together because our students deserve it, our families deserve it, and quite frankly, the families at New Haven Public Schools deserve better. And we will do just that. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Levine, and I'm a reading teacher at Barnard School, a delegate for the New Haven Federation of Teachers, and a longtime reading advocate. This is an exciting moment for New Haven. Not only are we introducing a new science of reading-based curriculum into our schools for grades kindergarten through 5, but we're also having this historic tutoring initiative happening outside of school. I want to make sure to emphasize the ongoing efforts of teachers and ensure we meet students' needs by giving our teachers the necessary time, tools, and training. I'm fortunate to work at a school that piloted the program that was ultimately chosen. We had great success with the program in the kindergarten, which piloted it. Keisha Red-Hannons and Lynn Brantley were instrumental in leading this pilot and ensuring that teachers had input into the decision-making. It was wonderful to be a part of this transparent process. Now, on top of this, we will have the opportunity for our students to be tutored during the summer and after school. New Haven Reads will be leading this initiative, and this is an excellent organization to be partnering with because they are longtime supporters of structured literacy and have proven success training volunteers and tutoring our students. While this tutoring initiative is one piece of the puzzle, we have to remember how important it is that this initiative cannot replace the work our schools are doing, such as continuing to train our teachers on how to provide reading instruction using evidence-based instruction. We also need to remember the importance of non-academic programming, outdoor education, the arts, music, sports, to ensure we meet the needs of the whole child and foster the joy and self-confidence that all children need to become lifelong learners. But we are off to a fresh and wonderful start.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am the proud superintendent-elect of the New Haven Public Schools. And for me, this is such like a special day. I know and I have always known that New Haven is an amazing city that has lots of talent and always has the richness of an entire community that is willing to come together to make sure that we're working in collaboration. And this is exactly what I believe is going to be needed to make sure that we're doing everything within our power to provide access to all of our children. And this is one way, right? We know that literacy is the one thing that is going to be able to give our students what they need as we think about outcomes that we want to see when they graduate. I know that I want to make sure that when students graduate from New Haven Public Schools, that they're leaving our schools being ready for whether that is college, career, or life. And we know that we cannot do that without literacy skills. So this becomes key. Also knowing that you're willing to pour $3 million, I have to say that is extremely exciting because usually we are scrambling for pennies. So to see that there is such energy behind it and people that are willing not only to say the great things, but actually to pull the money behind those acts means a whole lot. And I'm just grateful to be able to begin everything that has to be done in New Haven Public Schools to take us to the next chapter of excellence with an amazing partnership like this one. I do want to reiterate, and I think it was Mr. Fernandez from LEAP who was also saying, right, literacy is about tapping into everything. It does not necessarily have to be English, any language that is being spoken at home. It is key to continue to read to children every single day. I've been talking to the mayor that I believe that together we can make New Haven the city that reads. All of the resources are here. The willingness is here. We have the talent in the city and in this community. I know that we have the dedicated staff in our teachers, in our classrooms. And today, look at this, it's an example of the willingness to do this work together. So again, I could not thank the people enough for what I know is awaiting me come July 1st. I know there's a lot of work to be done. I know that this crisis, somebody used the word crisis, and it is a crisis. It was not created overnight, but I am confident that through efforts like this, working together, we are going to be able to show our children or our families that there are better days ahead. So again, thank you so much, and cannot wait to get the work started. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So just to reiterate, the people that a number of people that really had a significant part in this: Dr. Lisa Caruso and Jennifer Ricker from Boys and Girls Club of Greater New Haven had a significant part in helping us develop this program. Ron Coleman from New Haven Counts, Rashana Graham from Horizons, Kim Harris, as we mentioned earlier, from Inspired Communities, Scott Stanier from New Heights, and many others. So last week was Teachers Appreciation Week. Thank you. If you have not thanked your teacher last week, you should be thanking your teacher all the time, every week. Every day should be Teacher Appreciation Day. But this is all of our opportunity to become teachers. And while we may not have the expertise or the training to be full-time teachers, this is all of our opportunity to become teachers to help our children. Any questions for folks? We covered a lot.
Sorry, how will students be chosen for the program? Have they already been chosen?
Do you, or the
I can take a
provider?
shot. So for the pilot program, we're all recruiting kids into our normal programs this summer. So a way to think about this is that our organizations, all the organizations who are participating, are adding this element for our New Haven school children who are in our programs, right? So when we're talking about 86% of children are not at grade level, when we look at a third grade literacy test, for instance, we're not trying to figure out who are the 14% and versus, right? We're trying to give this as a resource to everyone, to all of our children, so we're not saying, well, this child will be in or this child will be out. So children who are in LEAP is as an example, is a free program for children in some of New Haven's highest poverty neighborhoods, will now have access to this programming. We're going to start with our youngest children, about 250 to 280 7 and 8-year-olds who will be with us this summer. So all of the programs, boys and girls, the other participating organizations will be engaging similarly. As we grow, and so we're all recruiting now for kids. As we grow, we'll be adding more and more organizations who are having contact with kids, but also working with the New Haven Public Schools so that more children that they identify who they feel are especially in need will have access to after-school programs and summer camp that have this concentrated literacy element on a weekly basis.
How will they be getting to and from the program? Will it all be provided here?
That too. This will actually happen all across the city. So all of these organizations already have space where they're providing programming. So for instance, for LEAP, We operate out of 7 New Haven Public Schools during the summer in space that the New Haven Public Schools donates. And then we have 2 community centers that we operate, one at Jefferson Street and one at the Q House. And so all of those locations for us, for instance, will be part of this literacy initiative. But that's also the case at, again, at Boys and Girls Club or at any of the other partners are also using their spaces. And then a number of those are actually using New Haven Public Schools because they're so ideally located. They're in every neighborhood, and they're already trusted by parents. So no, we will not be trying to put 1,000 kids into this room. They will be spread out across the city.
Just to clarify, it's a 6-week program where you're asking them to go twice a week for an hour.
So the kids would be, let's take LEAP again as an example because I know it best. They'll be in camp from about 8:30 to 4 every day, right? During that time, they will have, in LEAP's case, a couple of hours of literacy instruction several times a week. And so for most of the organizations, they're actually adding this to an existing camp where the kids are getting outdoor programming, where they're getting all sorts of social and emotional support, where in our case, they're getting swimming lessons, they're getting opportunities to visit New Haven museums, all the kinds of things that all of us do with our summer programs. We're now adding this intensive literacy element to it.
All right, thanks everybody.